Hi, today we'll see an AI agent designing, developing and deploying a hotel management system, starting from a textual description of the app, so starting from a prompt in about 45 seconds. When I say deploy, I mean the app is not only created, but also automatically installed on a server, so you can start using it right away. All right, so we can start now. First, visit AppifyText.ai. This is the homepage of the platform. So we need to register first. So click here, register, and the registration takes literally a few seconds. You just need email and password. No credit card is needed. No other information. So, I'm already registered, so I don't have to, but please pause the video, and if you want to follow this tutorial, complete the registration. All right, when you're done with registration, you can click on login, and I have already, as I said, my account. So I log in with email and password, and here we go. This is my homepage. As you can see, we have a form that we can use to describe the app we want to create, and then there is our app library, basically the apps we created before. Probably your app library is empty. Okay, so let's proceed and describe the app. So let's say that our hotel is called Bella Vista. So this is the name of the app, okay? Then here we just need to describe the application. So the goal of the application, provide some context, some details about the data we want to store and to manage, and things like that. To avoid wasting time while I'm typing, I've already prepared the prompt, and I'm just pasting the prompt here, and then we will discuss it. All right, this is my prompt. So first, the goal: build a hotel management app to manage customers, room reservations, housekeeping, and purchases. So for example, food, cleaning products, and so on and so forth. So we try to manage all the main activities related to hotel or similar business. Then we give some context. Hotel size: we have 10 rooms on 2 floors. Each room is either standard or premium, and we have 3 main user roles: manager, front desk, and housekeeping. What is a user role? So the app we will create is a multi-user application. So many users can access the same app, and each user can belong to one or more user group or user role if you want, which means that we can assign different permissions to each set of users. So So for example, we can say the managers can do everything on the application. Front desk people can manage customers and reservations. Housekeeping people can instead only work on housekeeping data, something like that. We will see that together. Also, we want a very clear dashboard, so a page showing some charts that can summarize how the business is going. We say we want at least 3 charts: number of bookings received by day, number of bookings received today, and number of bookings received by month. And we also add any other charts you think may be useful. So this is not limited to this list, but we ask AppifyText to add more. And finally, some instructions about the UI. We say use a sober palette, color palette with blue and black as main colors. Okay, now I'm going to click here, create this app, and AppifyText, usually in about, less than 1 minute, creates and deploys the application. Obviously, this is just one example of application. Actually, this is the episode number 7, I think, of the series AI Agent Builds Web Applications. So in other episodes, we created other applications, for example, a library management system, a school management system, a knowledge base, a customer portal, and other ones. And more in general, AppifyText is very good with internal tools, business apps, CRUDs, dashboard apps. These are the kind of applications AppifyText is good with. All right, so it's done. The application has been created and deployed. So we just need to click here, run the app. Very good. So we have our application. As you can see, we have a dashboard with the number of bookings by day. So AppifyText also created some data, probably just a few bookings, just 5 bookings. So obviously the dashboard reflects the data, and this is the number of bookings by day chart. Bookings received today 0, because none of the bookings has today's date. Number of bookings by month, and then other 2 charts added by AppifyText. Bookings by room type, premium versus standard, and booking status distribution, cancelled, confirmed, and pending. So we have bookings, obviously, with the customer, the room, check-in date, check-out date, and booking date with the status. We have a bookings calendar with for each month we can see the bookings. So we have just 5 bookings, so not much data. We will see how to improve that. For example, here I probably don't want to see the name of the customer, but the room number. But these are something we can absolutely fix later. I just want to give you an overview for the moment. So bookings calendar, and then we have customers. We have housekeeping stuffs, housekeeping tasks with room, and for each task we have a room staff ID, so who is taking care of that particular task, a date, a status. Then we have purchases, we have rooms, obviously, with a room number, a floor, a room type, and so on and so forth. And let me check the users. We have some users, 12 users. They can access the application, and they have different group managers, front desk, and housekeeping. So as you can see, it's already pretty, complete. Obviously, we can, the app provides the typical CRUD features, so we can add data, we can modify, delete, search, filter data. We have inline editing, so for example, I can, change, like, very simply here the name of a customer. We have already built in some basic validation, so if I try, for example, to add here something that is obviously not an email, I get an error. the relationships between our entities are automatically detected. So in bookings, for example, I have this customer field that was options are the customers you see here. So when I add a customer here, obviously I can see the customer also here. And also the so-called master detail relationships are detected. So for example, if I enter in edit mode a customer, I can see all the bookings, in this case just one, that Alice Johnson made, okay? And what else? Well, there are other features like generate charts, generate pivot table, and so on and so forth. So how this tutorial works? We will use together this application, trying some real workflow. Like we'll try to add a new booking. We'll see how the booking calendar is displayed, and while I'm using the application, I will take note of possible improvements. Okay, so I have a document here. I take notes of the improvements, and later we'll implement some of those improvements together. Finally, I will also show you how to export, if you want, the application from AppifyText in order to import it, in order to deploy it in your own computer, in your own server, in your own cloud, wherever you want. All right, so if you follow this tutorial in less than 1 hour, you will learn the basics of AppifyText, and you will be able to create your own application. It could be a hotel management system, like in this case, or anything else. Okay, the very first thing I will try to do is, adding a new reservation. Okay, let's say that we want to add a new reservation. We select the customer. So first thing, bookings. Let me take note of some improvements. Customer ID. I don't like this ID. So rename label. It should be just customer. Rename label customer. That's a minor thing, but we should do that. And also, I don't like the fact that I see only the first name here. That's okay, showing this number. This number is actually an ID, something that uniquely represents each customer. It's good, but probably we also need the last name, and maybe also some other information. Add last name, customer last name. Okay, so for example, let's say Alice wants to book the room 102. Also here we should delete ID. We will do it. Check-in date is, for example, October 15. Checkout October 16. Okay, or maybe 17, something like that. All right. Booking date is today. I'm recording this video on October 13. And status. Okay, let me think about status. Let's leave it blank for the moment, because I want to add something later related to that. So what else we should improve? Maybe booking date is something that should be automatic. So booking date should be current date, maybe. Okay, maybe you want to leave it manual. I don't know, but that is an improvement that I want to show you. One thing that is missing for sure, I think, is the number of guests, because you know, you book a hotel room, and you also need to tell you how many people. Okay, maybe it's not just Alice. I mean, Alice is doing the reservation, but they are 3 people, for example. So number of people. Okay. All right. Okay. So about status, I see the status could be cancelled, pending, and confirmed. So, well, maybe status should be list box or radio buttons. So at the moment, the status is just a standard text box. I can write anything here, but it would be better to have a radio, some radio buttons, or a drop-down menu from which we choose the correct option with a limited set of options. All right. Okay. Go back. So this is our booking calendar. Okay, booking calendar. As I said before, probably more than the customer name, I want to see the room here. All right. So bookings calendar, show room number. And maybe another thing I want to see is, instead of this general search filter that is called omni search, I would like to see a specific field or some specific fields, because, for example, probably it's very useful here to filter by room. Okay, show me the calendar only for room 102, for example. So room number filter. Okay, then we have customer, first name, last name, email, phone, and address. That's fine. Obviously, you can add more fields if you want. Housekeeping stuff. All right. Housekeeping tasks with room, staff ID, task date, task description, and status. Let me see here. Well, even in this case, the status should be, as we said before, a drop-down menu or something similar. We have a calendar also in this case, and then we have purchases, and we have rooms. Okay, what about rooms? Room number, floor, room type. Okay, same thing here. Rooms, room type, radio button, price per night, description. That's okay. Well, I think there are at least one missing field. Missing fields. Max guests. For this room, the maximum number of guests is 3, for example. And I would say picture also. I don't know. Yeah, maybe yes. I mean, if this is just an internal tool, maybe the picture is not very useful. But I don't think this is something we will discuss during this tutorial. But you can also take part of the application and make it public. So in that case, the picture could be good. And also another application can pick some data from this internal tool and use it. So for example, you may have, a website, even a WordPress website that takes data from here, including the pictures, and show to the end user your rooms. So I think it's good to have it. What else? What else? I think one additional thing, very important, we should add is the following. In bookings, I see we don't have the final price, the total price. So total price, yeah, and this total price must be automatically computed by the system according to the price per night and the number of nights. All right, okay. Then we will also customize a little bit the user interface, like changing the logo, adding some icons, reorganizing the left menu because it's pretty confusing, and maybe removing some menu items that are not very useful. And so let me also write this to UI logo and UI improvements. Okay. All right. One additional thing, probably. Well, I will add this, but I don't know if we'll take care of that. But just to tell you, planned versus actual. So what I mean is, here you have a check-in date and a check-out date. However, it would be nice to have also two additional fields. So these are the actual check-in and check-out days, but maybe the planned check-in and check-out days are useful as well. So maybe Alice planned for staying 3 nights, and then for some reason they have to leave the hotel 1 day before the planned checkout date. So it's good to have 2 different fields. We will see in a moment how to do this kind of things. So to modify this application, you just need to click here, edit this app, right? So I click here and I'll open this page in another tab, so that here in this tab I see the final application as the end users will see, and here I have the dev area. What is the dev area? It's a sort of backend that the developer, in this case it's me, can modify the application. For example, adding new fields or adding or changing the forms. We can do many different things. Here we have several pages. Each one is dedicated to a particular task. Okay, so let's start from one of the most important page, the form configurator. In the form configurator, you customize your forms. So, for example, bookings, create new. This form can be customized here. So, bookings, we have the insert form that is exactly the one we have here. And here for each field we have many parameters we can set to, again, customize the application. I'll mention just a few of them. The first one is the label. So we want to change the label for customer ID because we want to have just customer. So we click here, customer ID, and the label will be just customer. Here you see a preview of what is happening. If I go here, however, the and even if I reload, is still a customer ID until I save. After saving, even the final application has the new label. All right. So the same for room ID. Also, we said that for customer, we want to show at least also the last name. Very good. So we click here again, we configure customer ID. All right. So the other few things that you should know for sure, the other few parameters I meant are field type and content type, and also required field. Field type here, you set the kind of field you want to use for that particular field. In this case, customer. We have a long list of field types: text, text area, date. Date is a calendar picker. We have image file, generic file, camera, barcode, QR code. In our case, the right field is select single. It means we have a menu and the end user can pick up an option from here. Okay, and that's good. But we need to modify another configuration parameter. This one, linked fields. Why? Let me explain that a select single can have as options hard-coded a custom list of options. So here you specify the list of options. We will use this for the status field. You will specify here cancelled, confirmed, and something like that. In this case, instead, this is a lookup field. Lookup means that we take the options from another table, from the customers table, and we want to show to the final user the ID, the first name, and also another linked field, the last name. Okay? Alice Johnson, Bob Smith, and so on and so forth. All right. And that was the second modification. So this is done. This is done. Booking date should be the current date. So let's click on, let's save. Booking date. Instead of just date, we choose insert date time. So insert date time is a field type that is during creation managed automatically by the system. In fact, we don't have the field in the form anymore, and during the creation of a new reservation, the current date time will be stored, or current date if the field is just date. Okay, so this is done as well. Then status should be list box or radio button. Status, not text, but select single radio. With let me go back here. 3 status: confirmed, cancelled, and pending. Okay, so here I write cancelled, and then confirmed, and then pending. All right, and save. Okay. Number of people, well, we'll do that later. All right. Well, at least this is done. Well, we can also do number of people now. So to add a field, we need to move to another page, data. In data, we have we can see the tables and views of our application. So in bookings, for example, we can add a new field and call it number guests, and the field type is an integer number. Okay, and save. Let's check how the form is at the moment. So create new. All right, we have a customer, room, check-in date, checkout date, status, and number of guests. Okay, we can try again. with another another booking, and here we go. As you can see, the booking date is automatic, right? Very good. We'll see how to handle total price later. Let me do something related to the calendar. Show room number. So we need to go in the layout. So this option is a bit hidden, to be honest. We need to move to layout. On layout, we can manage you know, some basic settings like the logo, the theme, the fonts, the colors, something like that. But we also have another important tab here, record list layout. Let me tell you what this means. So when you have a list of data to show, you have two built-in display mode. One is the classic grid, like in this case. The other one is the calendar. Okay. When you use the calendar view, normally it's because you have some kind of event, and an event, so bookings calendar, an event, as you can see here, we have calendar layout. An event have 4 fields, at least 4 fields. Well, no, at least 3 fields, I would say. Then also we can also have a, you know, an additional field and the date time, but it's not required. We have an ID for each event, a start date time, an end date time, and a title. The title is what you see here. For example, here, you know, you have a booking, a reservation having an ID 4, and this reservation probably starts on October the 5th until, so the check-in date is October the 5th, and the checkout is October the 6th, and the title is David. Why is David? Because the system, AppifyText, decided to set as event title the customer field. Instead, we use the room as title. Okay, so now we know that room 102 has a booking during these 2 days. All right, and that was another thing to do. Then rooms, missing fields, max, guests, and a picture. Okay, so data, rooms, max, guests, integer number, and a picture. Short text. Why I choose short text here? Because when we have a file field, the system stores in the table just the file name. All right, that's how AppifyText manage this kind of fields. But we will see later in Form Configurator that you can say, okay, this is text, but actually we are managing a picture. So the interface will take care of that. And well, I will show that in a moment. We need to fix this price per night. Sometimes you will see this kind of error because AppifyText decided to use a field type that is not supported by the system. We need to choose one of the supported field type and be sure that is enough. It fits our our needs. In this case, decimal number is okay for price per night. So save. Okay, so let's see how rooms has changed. Max guests. So now we have you know, a new field, max guests, and a picture field. All right, so let's try to upload the picture. I have a picture here. Save. All right, and this is our picture. So as you can see, the picture has been uploaded. Let me show you here in the form configurator what happened. So in rooms, now we have 2 additional fields, and picture has been correctly set as image file. This is the correct field type, all right? But in case, you know, in case you want to change it, of course, you can do it. All right, so this is done as well. And room type, radio button. Okay, this is something I already showed you in another improvement, so not very useful. I would say next thing will be the total price. I will show you one very important thing, how formula fields work, and we'll also see how to improve the UI. Okay, so before continuing, let me tell you something. If you are enjoying this video, take a moment to like it, and if you want to see other videos like this one, you can leave a comment to propose a new application that you would like to be implemented using the AppifyText.ai agent, and please subscribe the channel if you want to, you know, receive updates about new videos. All right, so let's talk about formula fields. We need to move to the bookings table, right? And we need to add a new field, total price. Total price. Total price is a decimal number field. And now we move to form configurator. So the field is already here, okay? But it's just a free text box, all right? We want to compute automatically the total price. So in bookings, total price, we have here formula field. With formula field here, we can specify the formula to use to compute this value automatically. We need to multiply the price per night by the number of nights and by the number of guests, correct? So formula field. We use curly bracket every time we need to take the value from a field. For example, now we want to take in our formula as value the price per night. So we write rooms dot, from the table rooms, we take price per night. Okay, and we multiply by the number of guests. This time we don't need to set the table, like in this case, because the number of guests is in this table, the table bookings, correct? And we also need to multiply by, we have an operator called days diff that computes the difference between two dates in terms of days, and we need to do it between check out date, comma, check in date, and we close the check-in date, and we close the parentheses. Okay, let's save, and let's test it. So we are here. Let's take one room, for example, the room 101. Okay, so the price is 100 per night. Okay, so let's add a new booking. As you can see, total price now is disabled. I cannot write the total price here because it's automatically computed by the system. So customer, let's say Bob Smith, room, this one, check-in date. Let's say we do 2 nights, okay, from 20 to 22. So 2 nights confirmed, and we are 3 guests. Total price 600. All right, perfect. It works. Maybe you are wondering how, we just write rooms.price per night. How the system can get the correct data for this? Well, because the rooms table is linked as a lookup field to the bookings table. So when you have a booking, like in this case, you have a related room, okay? So if in a formula in bookings I mention rooms.price per night, it means not a generic room, but the room we are using here, okay? And save. One important thing to notice is that, as you can see, the formula is not automatically applied to all the records. So it's only applied to new bookings, or if I edit an existing bookings, then yes, the total price is computed, but I need to save in order to see, to store the actual data in the bookings table. All right, very good. Let's go on. Total price, okay. Then UI improvement. Let's start with the logo. I created a logo, and I'm going to upload the logo here. Select logo, all right, and save. Here we go, Hotel Bella Vista booking system. We can do many other things like changing the title, the font, changing the theme. We have a lot of themes. We can use a custom theme specifying the colors for many components. We have other settings here, and very, very powerful here. If you know CSS, you can add here your own CSS rules. So, well, almost any elements in this application has a class or an ID, so you can, using class or ID, specify here your CSS rules. All right. We also said we wanted to rearrange a little bit the menu. You can rearrange the menu from here. For example, I don't know, you can move rooms here. I think it's more important than other pages. So now rooms is here. Okay, we can also maybe show how to add icons here. Typical customization we can do. Layout again, no, sorry, pages. Here we have the list of our pages, and for each page we can use we can set an icon. I don't know, for example, for bookings calendar. Bookings calendar technically is not a table, these are pages based on tables. It's a page based on a view. This is a view on the bookings table. This is a technical thing. I don't want to go into details, but this is a view. And so we can change the icon here. Okay. We can use icons from box icons, the regular ones. For example, here we can choose for calendar. We have this called calendar or calendar alt or calendar event. There are many similar and useful icons. For example, calendar is good. So we write here calendar, save, and here we go. Okay, this is how you can change the the icons. Okay, all right. Well, we can do much more, but that's enough. Well, very important things: user roles and permissions. Why? Because we have, as you can see here, users and groups. When you create a new application on AppifyText, by default, you are logged in as root. Root is a user belonging to the root admin group. Okay, the admin group can do everything typically, including the accessing the dev area. All right, that's why we could open the dev area, because we are logged in as root. But after the first time, or if you log out, you may need to log in again, and the default password is Appify. The default password is Appify, but you should, since it's always Appify, you should change it as soon as possible. You can change it from here, your account, current password, new password, or directly from users. Okay, you enter as, since we are logged in as root, we can enter any user here and change the password. Because also for all the other users, the default password is Appify. All right. When you create a new AppifyText application, by default, all the user groups have the same permissions. Okay, but this is not what you want, of course. You want to assign different permissions, and this is what we are going to do in a moment. The tab we need to use here is permissions, of course, and in permissions, for each combination of table, view, page, and user group, we can set the permissions. For example, let's say that I don't know. Let's say that for example, purchases is something that the manager can manage. So we want to remove the page and the possibility to interact with purchases to the front desk user group. Okay, all right. So bookings, purchases, group front desk, or maybe we can say that they can see. So read permission is fine, but they cannot delete, they cannot edit, and they cannot create new records in the purchases table. Okay, we have table level permissions, row level permissions, and field level permissions. So it seems complex, but it's very powerful. So for example, I could say, well, the front desk people can edit purchases, but just one field of purchases, not all the fields. In that case, I would set yes here, and I would set granular permission on fields level here. All right, but let's see if this changes something. So we need to log in as a front desk person. For example, this is Stanley person. The username is frontdesk2. So I log out. Frontdesk2 Appify. All right. So I still see the table, but as you can see, I don't have a create button, I don't have an edit button, I don't have a delete button here. All right? So everything seems to work as expected. Also, I cannot, and this is, by default, I cannot change that. I cannot edit the application because I'm not an admin. So if I click here, I just get the login form. All right, let me log in again as root. We know that this is working. So with root, we can access the dev area. A very important thing we need to do is typically you don't want, well, more in general, I discussed 1 minute ago how to configure permissions. You should do that for, all your user groups and tables and views and pages, okay? In particular, let me stress one thing. Normally, you don't want other people except some managers to change, to do something on the DaDaBIK users and DaDaBIK groups tables. These are two built-in tables AppifyText uses to store users and groups. Okay, so you should probably leave permission just for the admin group for those two tables, or any other groups you want, of course, to be able to manage users and groups. There is one last thing I want to discuss, that is how to export the application. But before, I think there is another little thing that is useful to discuss. Here I see that there are some tables and pages that are not very useful. For example, user roles is a table created by AppifyText containing just, the 3 user roles. But this table is not used because the user roles are already in the groups table: manager, front desk, housekeeping, plus admin, that is always there. So this is not used basically, so we can just delete the table. So in user roles, delete table. Okay, and this is done. And also I would say that housekeeping staff, let me check here, manager, all right, front desk. Okay, so as we know, we have 3 user groups apart from admin, again, managers, front desk, and housekeeping. For housekeeping, the system creates an additional table as well. Okay, and yeah, probably is not super useful. I mean, when you add a task, you select the staff, the housekeeping staff and the room, that's fine. But alternatively, you can also completely remove the staff table and pick the person involved in a particular task directly from the users table, because a record here is also has also corresponding record here. Okay, so let me show. For example, Julia Black. Julia Black is part of this staff and is also here, I guess. Here we go. Okay, so this could be useful if you need additional fields respect to the typical users table fields just for housekeeping staff, but every time you add a new user or a new person belonging to the housekeeping staff, you have to add it both in housekeeping staff and users. If instead you only use users, of course, you don't have to do this work. You only need to add the record to users. I hope this is not too confusing. Let me discuss the very last topic. So when you create a new application, the application is hosted on AppifyText.ai automatically, installed and deployed there. It's hosted for free, but it's temporary, only for 15 days. If you want to continue using your application after 15 days, you have to export this application and import it in your computer, your laptop, your server, your cloud. You can install this application wherever you want. How? Well, using DaDaBIK. What is DaDaBIK? DaDaBIK is a no-code, low-code platform that you can use to build typically internal tools or this kind of applications. And AppifyText is basically an AI agent on the top of DaDaBIK. So this one, the application we have created, is a DaDaBIK application. That's why we can export it from here and import it into a DaDaBIK installation. So how can you install DaDaBIK? Because first you need to install DaDaBIK and then import this application. To install DaDaBIK, the easiest way is to follow this link, publish and deploy this app. From here, you can start a 30-day free trial of DaDaBIK Enterprise. When you start the trial, you can download DaDaBIK and install DaDaBIK, and finally export from here and import there. You have a 30 days free trial, and you can cancel anytime, even the very last day. You will receive an email reminder before charging you. So it's working exactly as you expect. And after the first 30 days, the monthly fee is currently $19. All right. There is another option if you prefer lifetime licenses. Well, you visit DaDaBIK.com. In the pricing page, you will see the options you have. Because in that case, with lifetime licenses, lifetime means you pay once, you download the software, and then you can use it forever. You have 3 different editions, not only Enterprise, but also Pro and Platinum each one with different features and support and services. Okay, very important. Differently from many other services, DaDaBIK doesn't have any limits on the number of users, the number of tables, the number of records. So there is a flat price regardless of that. So I have a dedicated video. Well, the first episode of this series also shows you how step-by-step export from here and import in your DaDaBIK application. So I won't repeat all the steps here. I will link that video in the description of this video. Here I just want to tell you that when you export an application from here, a few things happen. So the first one is that you can continue using the application after 15 days. The second thing is that you can use the application on your own server or computer, so you have much more control. You can use the application on your own domain. So, if you want to register your own domain, you can do it. You can unlock all the features, because in this version that you have on AppifyText, you will see that some features are locked. For example, you cannot import from Excel, data from Excel, that you can do if you start your enterprise license. And finally, you will also be able to add, if you need, your own PHP and JavaScript code, okay, to customize even more your application. For example, you need to call some external API when you do something on your application, so you need to add some lines of code. You can do that. All right. So I think we discussed everything I wanted to discuss. If you have questions, please leave a comment. And I would say that's it for today. See you next time. Ciao!